Hello, hello, hello. Antphrodite here, your pop culture psychic, back to you again with another true crime reading. Now, let me start off this video right away saying this is all alleged for entertainment purposes only, but we do have some exclusive tea. So, one of my friends recently watched the Waco documentary about the Branch Davidians alleged cult that existed in Waco, Texas. So I have no idea what it was, but he asked me, he was like, hey, I'm just going to go to Waco and stream it. And do you want to come? And I was like, I don't know what that is, but sure, I'll go. Well, let's just say that I got into a lot more than I thought I would. We saw some weird things. So first of all, I can tell you that when we got there, there was nobody there. And we walked into the building where they like the church, I guess, or the chapel, whatever it's called. And we couldn't get in, but it sounds like people crying.
Do you hear people crying in there?
Yes, it's scary as shit to me. Sounds like a banshee wailing.
That's kind of crazy. Are we still live?
Yeah. The connection is good.
Maybe we should make a donation.
Where?
I don't know.
On the outside of it. It's like a banshee wailing, and the wind wasn't that strong, but it sounds so weird, like women crying. It's just so weird. I don't know how to describe it to you other than it's this weirdest sound that I've ever heard, and it only existed right in front of it. And later on when we walked in the building, you could hear it when we were walking in the building. However, you couldn't hear that in real life. You could only hear it inside the building through the stream, which was weird.
I did notice that they put recognition to the HOROScopes. People that would, I thought that was pretty class. But I didn't see anything outside that would have represented the children and people that died.
What's that?
Looks like my dog.
Really?
Property, that whole thing there is all the people that died here. I guess you missed it. You went the other way around. You can't miss it. Go back and
Yeah.
everybody's name, where they were from. This book also has.
As we were walking around, I saw a bunch of white doves fly above us, and that was weird. White doves aren't native. You have to purchase them and have them bred. So it's weird that there were wild white doves. And then I found out when we later went inside that was their family crest. All the stuff had white doves on it. That's creepy.
Now I've seen the
White
bus.
doves.
Oh. Did someone just release white doves?
Yeah, it's so creepy.
I hope it's one of them. I'd like to talk to them. But that's not the picture I expected on that thing.
Yeah, that is an omen. There was something really that happened when we were walking out back.
Oh, that's good.
It was kind of beautiful, yeah. It was also kind of scary too.
Doves are,
Yeah.
it's a peace.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's actually our family crest. Dove.
Oh, really?
Right in its mouth. Yeah.
When we were leaving, because we thought we couldn't get inside, which, by the way, we met the nicest older man who was like a historian / history teacher, who was like every old man in a 90s movie who comes out of nowhere and kind of scares all the children and makes them feel like, oh my God, what's going to happen? He caught us, very Harriet the Spy. When in reality, he's like the sweetest, kindest, most gentle old man ever. And so we were hanging out with him and stuff. But anyways, we finally knocked on the door of the building next to it, which ended up being the woman who owns this place with her husband. And we had a conversation with her, and she showed us around. She opened the doors. Now, again, this is all alleged for entertainment purposes only, but she claims that the place was stormed in by the FBI agents. They were snipers shooting people left and right. She believes that they started the fire. She believes that it's all Bill Clinton's fault. She believes that there's a lot of fake news about it. And she says that her husband was a part of the cult, but left when David Koresh was going wild and going next level extreme.
That once I complete writing my 7 seals, we're all going to come out with our hands up and
Yeah.
go through the system. And then all of a sudden God told me to wait. And that really ticked them off. Then they said, okay, we're going to Washington. They talked to Janet Reno, who talked to Bill Clinton. They got the authority to come in here with the tanks and the gas. They used pyrotechnic flashbangs.
Did you say your husband was in the group as well?
Yes, but
He was?
wasn't here when this went down.
Oh, okay, before.
He was here. He met David Koresh coming in, and there was kind of a lot of controversy and disagreements. Lois called a meeting here of a couple hundred of people that were associated with the church, and they were discussing, his name was Vernon Howell at the time, he changed it to David Koresh after he came back from Israel, and then he changed things up, then he definitely went in a very different direction, and told everybody, I'm now annulling all your marriages, your wives belong to me,
Yeah.
your daughters do, and then everything changed.
And that created like an issue
That
in the
the
community.
issue was even before that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because Lois was really the leader at the time.
And that they came back 10 years later when they were allowed to, because apparently they weren't allowed to touch the place for 10 years. And they came back 10 years later and they were able to purchase it thanks to Alex Jones. So,
You guys know who Alex Jones is?
Oh, yeah.
InfoWars. He spearheaded the rebuilding of this church.
Really?
It was called the Phoenix Project, and that's what launched him off to fame. Was this project? He was just a
No
young
shit.
20-something-year-old.
Wow.
Now he's, big time. Of course, now he's being definitely maligned and
Yeah.
bumped off of every kind of.
So Alex Jones is like a proprietor to this. He was a big part in moving this forward in a sense.
This project here,
Yeah.
building this building here.
Wow.
They come up every weekend for a year to build this, and their motto is "You burn it, we build it."
Does he still
Face
come to
of the
visit?
government, and they have a bunch of patriots that were all work, and they were surveying us at that time too, and
Yeah.
flying over helicopters and stuff, and they'd all be with their guns.
Is Alex Jones a fun guy to hang out? Is he a fun guy to hang out with?
I
You couldn't-
didn't really know.
No, I
He's
didn't
a
really
real
know.
hothead.
apparently he allegedly spearheaded or funded or something. He helped them in some way. I don't know how, but he helped them in some way get it back. She also said that the locals and the survivors that are left over are still in the area, but they do not like her and her husband and don't agree with that.
There are some survivors that are really unhappy that we're here and they're not, that they have not ever been here to support the place
Right.
financially or physically. It's all being us that's taking care of it, and other volunteers. So the volunteers that came through this church were from Austin, mainly Central Texas.
Yeah.
When we asked her if she held services there and they did anything, she said not yet. However, if you look at the footage, there's like seats lined up like they have services. There's music, like instruments that look like they're being like they were played recently, and there's a projector on the screen with a video that's ready to be played. So it doesn't make any sense to me why that would be like that. They were selling silver solvents that they were claiming were curing things that I don't think is a thing. Like, it was clearly like very, very awkward, to say the least. I just don't know if any of that is necessarily FDA approved, if you understand what I'm saying.
The silver treatment.
Yeah.
Silver solution. What's that all about?
Oh, it's something that's very good. I take it. We take it all the time.
Yeah.
It's antibacterial, antiviral, everything. Read out a little bit.
Yeah, I read a little bit of it, but I was curious because like it.
And there's a gel that we put on your hands. It lasts for 5 hours.
Okay.
The other stuff you buy at the store lasts for a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
The gel actually keep your hands sanitized for 5 hours. That's something that me and my family have been taking forever.
Really?
Yeah. Haven't gotten sick. So
No?
far, so good.
Yeah, I was gonna
Don't worry
say
about it either.
I'm wearing a mask and I feel guilty now. I was like, should I not wear a mask or?
And she was selling $10 videos of what, quote unquote, really happened there. She was a very lovely woman, but I'm not really certain if I really believed everything she said. I asked her if there were any, is there any paranormal activity there? And she said, oh no, absolutely not. I've never seen anything. I don't know if I believe that. Now, I will say this. She did say there was a lot of vandalism thanks to the Netflix documentary. But one thing that I will say is that the land was very peaceful, energetically speaking. Like, the only thing is inside of the building, it was very stuffy and it was just hot all the time. And when I asked her about it and we were talking about it, she said, oh, I'll put the air on. The air hasn't been on. The air was on. The fact that the AC was on blast and it was still really hot and stuffy in there was weird to me, because it didn't feel like a normal heat. It felt like energy. It felt like there's a lot of residual energy there that just is like constantly stuffy, and I just don't think that place ever gets cold. I don't think it's possible. So what we're going to do here is kind of just go into this and see if we can see what really happened. She claims that there was no suicides, and that the FBI allegedly just killed them all. I don't really know why. She didn't really go into why they would do that.
I think spark the fire and
Yeah.
burn the thing down. Because
Yeah.
people say, well, Koresh burned himself alive. No, they did not have a suicide pact. That's against their belief system.
Well,
to do
now that
so-
you brought that up, at the end, and I know you saw it, why, if there wasn't a suicide pact, why would he have had that other guy, Steve, shoot
Right,
him?
yeah, I'm
And
not-
then Steve did if they didn't believe in the suicide.
I'm not 100% sure if that happened, but I know that 15 of the bodies that were retrieved were found with gunshot wounds to the head and to the chest.
I also get the feeling that there's something else still going on there. It felt like there may have been rival, quote unquote, cults between her and others in the area. So I don't know. We're just going to kind of go in there and kind of see what we see.
How do you feel?
First of all, she's in a cult. She's in a new cult. Did you hear when she said that there is a war between her and her husband and everyone else here?
No.
Yeah, there's like friction between the two of them.
Really?
Yeah, the original cult members and her.
Oh, yeah.
So they took over and they're rewriting history here. So this story is probably not even right.
You think it's still going on?
Yeah, she's clearly in a cult herself.
Once again, remember this is all alleged for entertainment purpose only. And let's get started. Okay. Well, I definitely picked up on this before, and it's confirmed here. So Tower is reversed. So Tower is restructuring from drama, a catastrophic event. So it makes sense. That's the rebuilding of this building. The Lover's card's reversed and the Page of Cups reversed. This is exactly confirming what I felt when I was there. And the Lover's card has to do with the connection shared between two people. So this has to be her husband and David, Koresh. The Page of Cups reversed, that's like the breaking up or like the dissatisfaction. The Four of Cups is like apathy and detachment. The Hangman is not letting go, and the Temperance is reversed, which is impatience and imbalance. To me, this looks like a grudge that is held and a coming back to retell the story in their own way. This is exactly why I felt this, because I was trying to figure out what the motivation was for them purchasing this place. And it's to retell the story in their own words. So I do believe it looks like her husband is telling his own version of events because of a grudge held when he, quote unquote, left the church. That's what it looks like to me. That's their main motivator. Devil card, Page of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. Looks like there must have been a dispute over money. There has to be some sort of manipulation / like screwing over when it comes to money and expectations, maybe between the two of them. There's my Five of Pentacles card, which is also kind of creepy because in this is like a cathedral. That's like my apprenticeship card, walking on eggshells here, and the Two of Cups. So I'm wondering if maybe he didn't get a rank that he was looking to get, or there was some sort of expectation. It does look like a lot of it is money motivated, but that might be coming from the top. That might be coming from David. But it looks like there's some sort of rank denial or some sort of like testing of ranks there that he was disappointed in. It looks like a bout for control. Not getting what I wanted. I'm disappointed. I wasted time. It's all about power. King of Pentacles. I wanted to be able to be in control. It also looks like he may have tried to take something from him or someone from him. Maybe a family member or something like that. Page of Wands, Two of Swords, and the Six of Wands. Ego and pride. I can do anything. So that looks like the ego that was growing in David. Yeah, see, family member or someone close to us. Queen of Swords. Looks like he may have tried to take a female or do something with a female. The Two of Pentacles is the exchange. Like, that's mine now. I'm taking ownership. She did say something about him wanting to own all the men and women. I mean, wanting to own all the women and children, and saying all the women and children were his. So
He was burning hell at the time. He changed it to David Koresh after he came back from Israel, and then he changed things up. Then he definitely went in a very different direction and told everybody, I'm now annulling all your marriages. Your wives belong to me.
Yeah.
Your daughters do, and then everything changed.
I'm wondering if that's what that is. Interesting. I don't know. It feels like okay, so this is the Four of Wands, the environment. The Ten of Wands, Strength card, Two of Wands. It just looks like, to me, this is a religious card, but that's a separation, a breaking of a marriage or commitment. But King and Queen of Cups, I don't know who this is. King and Queen of Cups. Did David have like a number one girl at his side? Because there's something to do with that. There's something to do with like the number one female here. There's a snitch, and there's surrounding that. But also, I'm going to make a pretty bold statement here because I feel it pretty strongly. I think that David knew. So I read the Wikipedia a little bit, and it looks to me like David knew the person on the inside was a person on the inside, because it looks like there was someone that disguised himself as a cult member, and when I read the Wikipedia, it said there was someone that disguised himself as a cult member, and like infiltrated as an undercover FBI agent, and it looks like he knew the entire time. That's why I'm confused, because this looks like he had prior knowledge of them having a focus on him before that, like few days before, where they were able to prepare, or the day before, or the day of, whatever it said. This is an ongoing communication between him and someone else, which means that he knew. The Ace of Swords is an opportunity, Eight of Cups walking away, Knight of Wands. He knew. Like, he knew. Yeah. He was getting help from someone, and he was getting information from someone. Because this is him and the Knight of Swords. I'm getting help from outside, from someone. I'm getting help outside from someone. Emperor is reversed here, which means that they were his own downfall. The Magician's reversed. Nobody knows. The World's reversed, and the Ace of Wands. He had prior knowledge, and he knew everything. Like, he had prior knowledge about everything from what I'm seeing in my opinion, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. To me, it seems like he knew everything. He knew exactly how everything was going to go down. He knew exactly what was planned. He everything. And before it even happened, and like way before it even happened, way before he even started, quote unquote, preparing. It's like from the initial process of the FBI being interested in them, he knew everything. And I think he even knew the person that was like infiltrating the group. He knew. There's no way he didn't know. No, he knew. Look at this. This is a betrayal. It's like someone screwed him over at the end who was giving him a lot of information in the beginning. See? Okay, I'm going to reshuffle, and we're going to see if we can ask more specific questions to do with certain things here, because he knew something. Someone was feeding him information left and right before anything even happened, like in the initial process, for sure. So I'm gonna see right now if we can figure out who started the fires. So on the left, actually I'll do it on top and bottom. On the top will be the FBI and the police and stuff like that. So law enforcement. And the bottom will be the Davidians, the branch Davidians. And we'll kind of see what we get here. See if I can move the mic closer. Hopefully it doesn't buzz. I've been having issues with my mic. Why do I keep pulling a female for the branch Davidians? There's a prominent female figure here, and it feels like it's a snitch. I don't know what that is. There's a prominent female figure here that's a snitch. I don't know what that is. Unless it's feminine energy, but to me it feels like it's a female. Okay, so for law enforcement, Three of Wands, they definitely were not expecting to do this. They did have a serious plan, full reverse, but the Nine of Swords says they actually overthought it. They were over prepared. The Ten of Pentacles and the Stars upright here, which quite interestingly, this to me, Star is about like destiny, attention, fate, things like that. But what's interesting to me is this is again a focus on money being funneled somewhere. So there has to be, I keep getting money cards and like money being funneled somewhere. So this is something that like, this is like a light shining on big money, which is weird. And then the Hermit card is upright too. So that's usually like lone wolf. Well, there's a Fire card. But the interesting thing there is that it's reversed. So 6 of Swords, 10 of Cups. Well, this is like family reversed or community reversed. 6 of Swords is like unwillingness to change, and 10 of Wands reversed. No. They had such a serious plan that they were specifically instructed not to change, and the 3 of Wands says that shit went haywire because of whatever happened here. So the Branch Davidians, it looks to me like the Branch Davidians did something that caused them to have their plan foiled. But even though their plan was foiled, it still looks like they carried out the plan as best as they could. Because the 10 of Wands, the burden being lifted. The Sun is about happiness. That's also a peaceful card. I don't know, man. Again, we're seeing here a focus on money, right? There's like an exposure of money being funneled somewhere. But look, I pulled money cards. So again, there's something to do with money and acquiring of funds here, and the Branch Davidians that it looks like the police were interested in, or where's the focal point here? There's a prominent female figure that shows up once again. The 5 of Swords is reversed here. So I don't know if you look at this card, but it's literally like someone waiting for someone to strike. Excuse me, the 7 of Swords, it said 5 of Swords. It's literally waiting for someone to strike. Like you see the person coming. She sees the person coming and she's waiting to get them. And the 7 of Swords is reversed here, which 7 of Swords reversed, that's a failure card. The Judgment card here is literally a card that I pull for Colts, by the way. But it's also about like women and children. It's about the public, and it's about the community aspect. And then we see the 5 of Cups reversed. It's them predicting the worst. They were prepared for this, more than prepared. The Hierophant is a religious card. These two together are extremely common pulls for cult behavior. That's also following through with a plan. So if we see failure, preparation, preparing for the worst, unison, unity, religion, we see the 2 of Wands here, which is misguided aggressions, which means that they were funneled into somewhere. We see the 8 of Pentacles, the 6 of Pentacles reverse, which is an indicator of being unreliable and irresponsible and not following through with plans, even though they had this really big plan. The Page of Swords, which is about an opportunistic card, and the Ace of Cups reverse, which is like no love lost. As much as I want to, no. The Moon is reversed, exposing of secrets. I feel like there's some sort of information and there's some sort of money being funneled here that they had that made them a person of interest. But at the end of the day, when it comes to starting the fire, which is what we asked, this is literally another cold card. And the 4 of Wands is reversed, which is an environment card and a home card, or that would be the chapel. I don't know, you guys. I think they started it. Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune is upright. They saw this as a golden opportunity. The Wheel of Fortune is upright. Allegedly for entertainment purposes only, I think they started it because I think they saw it as a golden opportunity to saint themselves and to further their religious beliefs. However, I don't think that everyone was privy to that knowledge. I think that there may have been one person or two people, but there's a female here that is directly related to this, but there may have been one person or two people that were like, you know what we're going to do? We're going to do this. It looks like they had a plan to protect themselves. It looks like they were following through with the plan. And it looks like part of the plan was a secret to most of them, because this was a part of the plan, but it was a secret to most of them. I think only like 2 people knew. Yeah, Five of Pentacles in executive order. Somebody may have taken it into their own hands and made it bigger or worse than was initially intended as well. But I just don't know if I believe necessarily that the FBI and the police were the ones that started this. I just don't know if I believe that from what I'm looking at here. We're going to go ahead and pull one more time because I want to see what's going on now. You know, she says that they don't hold any ceremonies and there's nothing there, but like, I don't know if I believe that. So yeah, it's about getting money. So I do think that they're trying to gain money first before they do it. They definitely have a plan in place. I think that they're at odds. I think as a family, they're kind of at odds of which way to go with it. It looks like they're trying to make money to be able to fund it. That makes a lot of sense. It looks like they're, like I said before, I felt like there are rival groups. There are rival people. It looks like there's one prominent figure here. I still pull this Empress. Who is this female energy? But there's a King of Wands here too, and a Two of Cups. It definitely looks like there are people that are going to try and foil their plans that live in the area. They're going to have a lot of resistance along the way. King of Cups and Queen of Cups. I wonder if that's the married couple here. It looks like they might have differing opinions. I think the husband and wife have differing opinions of how to operate this stuff. Because look, the religious card is reversed, the judgment card is reversed, and the Ace of Pentacles is reversed. It's like one of them, it's all money. It's like to be able to create money, influence, and power. This is just to make money. That's it. Yeah, that's it. That's what it looks like to me. I don't really see a super religious aspect. If there ends up being a religious aspect, I'm going to call bullshit on that, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. It looks to me like it's just a way to funnel money and to make money. That's really it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else we can look at here. I suppose we can pull from the Dark Mirror Oracle deck. And kind of see if we get any like other information. But let's go ahead and see. I don't know if this is. Yeah, I feel like the Branch Davidians. I don't know, man. I think they may not even really realize or have realized what the orders were, because it looks like there were orders, and then it also looks like the last minute someone took things a little bit extra. Like, for instance, to put it into perspective, it's like, let's say someone told you to start a fire, but instead of starting a fire for a little bit, you end up starting a big giant fire and killing everyone. Like, it seems like it's like that. It's like you took something into your own hands. Even though you were ordered to do it, you still did something bigger. Yeah. Temple of my body is, I'm not surprised to pull this with all the sexual abuse allegations. Triumph of Lies here is about trying to tell the truth, but I won't cry for you and fated to suffer tells me that two wrongs don't make a right, and it also seems like just because you're pointing out one person's flaws doesn't mean you didn't have one of your own. So I think that David Koresh had information prior. I think he had information from the beginning. I think he had everyone fooled about the information that he had way earlier. I don't know how he had that information, but it was before anyone even realized that he had information. It was way before then. I think he played the part of being like naive and not knowing better. Fated to Suffer tells me that he knew that they were done for and he was planning ahead. But it also tells me that I do agree that there was, like, it does look like there was alleged, like, you know, suicide pacts or something like that he had in mind. But with I Won't Cry for You and Triumph of Lies, I'm telling you, like, he knew what they were doing. So his entire purpose was to, like, It's actually kind of very similar to like what's going on in the world right now. Like he knew what was about to happen, so his entire purpose was to like shine a light back at them. Does that make sense to you? Like, how do I put this into words? Atonement is like getting what you deserve. Blinded to pain and fragmentation is like showing you a piece. It's like cherry picking a specific piece and highlighting it and making it bigger than it really is and making it seem some way that it's not, or making it seem, like I said, bigger than it is. So like, I'm trying to think how to word this, you guys. Envy and gluttony, you do to me, I do to you. Hiding your true self and calling the storm, I'm going to cause a problem. It's like the FBI is coming after him. Oh my God, Ari, I'm filming a YouTube video. Okay, Ari, you can sit in my lap. Say hi to the camera. This is my roommate's cat, if anyone's wondering. It's as if, Ari, you totally distracted me, and now I don't know what I was saying. Oh yeah. So it's like if they were, if he knew what was going to happen, and so in him knowing what was going to happen, he was like, all right, we're going to highlight everything wrong that they're doing. That way, when they find out the wrong that we're doing, I already highlighted what they're doing wrong, and I can point the finger at them. And I look innocent, even though I'm not innocent and haven't been the whole time. So that's kind of what I see. Allegedly for entertainment purpose only. If you guys like this, let me know what other true crime readings you want me to do. There is a playlist with a bunch of other ones. The Lori Vallow case apparently is slowly coming true, so you guys should watch that one too. Make sure you follow me Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, and also here on YouTube, Antphrodite. Hit the bell for notifications when I upload next. And if you guys would like to donate, there is a link to my PayPal in the bio. Feel free to tip if you want. You don't have to. But until next time, bye guys.